say, it's not every day that one of your favorite games from nearly 30 years ago gets some new content for it. Welcome to NASCAR Racing 2, or NASCAR 99 specifically. And I'm here at Indianapolis with the 1994 car set to recreate a little bit that inaugural Brickyard 400. But NASCAR Racing 2 has been having a bit of a resurgence, at least in my little corner of the internet lately. And I've been playing it a bunch this week and thought it'd be fun to share. We're starting at the back. It's just a 20-lap race. I'll put the lap counter on there. Very short little sprint because I just want to talk about what's been going on with this and what's got me a little bit excited. But we're started at the very back. The whole field in front. I think we got Dale Earnhardt on the pole up there. And I've got him set. I should be able to get towards the front, hopefully, by the end of this if I don't get into trouble, which is easier said than done. But we'll come through turns 3 and 4 here. I'm just going to talk about what's been going on with this game and what's been fun about it, and see if I can work my way up the pack here. But green flag out. Watch for that Papyrus checkup. Snake around John Andretti, and away we go. Pass a few cars right off the start here and file into turn number 1. This race was so big back in 1994, the Brickyard 400. If you weren't around then or weren't following NASCAR then, the fact that NASCAR stock cars were going to race at Indianapolis, I think they had like 80-something cars try to qualify for this race, and it was a big deal. Stands were packed, everybody was very excited, and it was a pretty good race too. And it's fun to recreate here in a sim that just feels of the period, and that's what's so fun about this for me. So this is NASCAR 2, or specifically NASCAR 1999, which is a different game, but it's basically the final patch, as it were, for NASCAR Racing 2. And this is one of the games I played a lot back when it was contemporary. I think everybody did that was into racing, into NASCAR. We'll sneak underneath Harry Gant there in the Skull Bandit. Oh, we got a car coming down low. 3 wide's not exactly what you'd want to be. We got Ned Jarrett as the spotter. Spotter was the big thing that was added with NASCAR 2. NASCAR 2 is better in almost every way than NASCAR Racing 1. It does everything NASCAR 1 did, but a bit better. But I always found myself playing NASCAR 1 because that was the one I was nostalgic for the most. But I did play NASCAR 2 a lot back in the day, and we're playing it here with a modern 3DFX wrapper, DG Voodoo, which means we can play this at big resolutions. It's still 4x3 square, as you can see on the video. You can't increase the resolution to make it widescreen, but we are running at like 1920 by 1440 pixels with anti-aliasing and all that fun stuff, and I think it looks pretty good. It looks from the period, but it's nice and crystal clear, and if you're used to staring at DOS games all the time, it's pretty eye-opening to see something like this. But yeah, NASCAR 2, NASCAR 99 here. Try to stay away from Jimmy Spencer in front. He was pretty good in 1994, racing for Junior Johnson there. I think he won at Daytona and ran pretty well a lot of other places. We'll get underneath the 98 here as well. But NASCAR 2's been having this bit of a comeback, and it's all because of, or inspired by, I feel like, a different YouTube channel, AC Racing. I'll include a link to their channel. They've been playing NASCAR 2 now for a few weeks, and have gone through an entire season in that time, and it's pretty entertaining stuff. And they've been scouring the internet for files and doing tons of editing themselves and learning how all this stuff works, and just being a nerd about old Papyrus racing games in a way that I very much have a lot of time for. And it's so cool to see somebody else that's into it as much as I am with some of these old games, and I just had to jump in and enjoy it myself. In AC Racing, they've launched a website dedicated to NASCAR Racing 2/99 that's hosting a bunch of car sets and files that were found all over the ancient remnants of the internet from the mid-90s. It's called the NASCAR Super Hot Pass, NASCAR 2 Super Hot Pass, which it's got a retro aesthetic and everything. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it's just really neat to see somebody go through all the effort of not only playing the game and enjoying it, but trying to find all the files and figuring out how to edit things and make stuff do what you want it to do. And I very much enjoy doing that stuff myself. So to see somebody else doing it and enjoying it is fun. And they've made the thing that's come out, and I guess the whole point of me saying that there's new stuff for this game is this car set. This 1994 car set is something that AC Racing painted and put together. All these cars. And 1994 is actually the season that the original NASCAR 1 covers. And I just know these cars so well, I think because of that game specifically. So it's cool to have them in NASCAR 2. Because it really is, NASCAR 2, NASCAR 99 here, really is better than NASCAR 1 in pretty much every way, even if I've got a lot of nostalgia for NASCAR 1. Physics are a little bit better, the AI are better, they got more rules and stuff. It's very enjoyable to play. It's old, but it's simple in a way that is just enjoyable, relaxing, I feel like. So we'll sneak up behind, I think it's Jeff Bodine in front in the 7. Got Alan Kulwicki's team. So NASCAR Racing 99, which is the one I'm actually playing here, was, in my opinion, like the final patch of the NASCAR 2 series of games. At NASCAR 2, you had NASCAR 50th Anniversary Edition, you had a Grand National Busch Series expansion and a Truck Series, spin-off game that I actually did a video about a long time ago on the channel. But NASCAR 99 kind of brought all that stuff together into one final game. At the time, folks were a bit disappointed that things were still basically the same as they were with NASCAR 2 from 96 through, 1999 or 98. And then NASCAR 3 came out and was a little bit more improved, but still not really that big leap that folks were looking for. I talked about this a bit when I was looking at NASCAR Racing 4, because that was really the one that brought things up to a whole new standard of physics and stuff. But this is like the old school Papyrus Racing sim. If you watch me play a lot of IndyCar Racing 2, you'll notice a lot of similarities with this. It's the same engine, just a bit better graphics, certainly a lot more higher resolution here. Is that Kenny Wallace or Dick Trickle in front with the 90? Junie Dunleavy's car sneaks in front of me. Try to get him on the low side here. I think I got a pass on the low side. All right, Ned. But it really is basically the same game, just a little tweaks. And I think a very nicely polished package. I always liked how NASCAR 2 or 99 drove more than NASCAR 3. And I know a lot of folks like NASCAR 3, and there's still some little communities out there for that game. But I feel like NASCAR 2 and NASCAR 99 were just a little bit more in tune with how, I don't know, how stock cars would feel, something like that. Who knows what I'm saying at this point. It's fun. They're all fun, but I always like these ones a lot. And the fact that you did have the trucks in it, and they do have the Busch cars, or the original game has Busch cars. They had the same physics as the Winston Cup or the top level NASCAR stock cars. So I always thought that was a bit weird. But just additional paint schemes and stuff. You did though get all the tracks for the Busch series. So the final game, it felt like at the time had every track that was in NASCAR except for Daytona and Indianapolis. But these days we have all those tracks because they were converted and brought into games. And so AC Racing with their website, the NASCAR Racing 2 Super Hot Pass site, has brought all that stuff together. He's offering a download of the game, which has got pretty much everything in it. I think he's still kind of tweaking that and working on it. You can also find the game if you want more of the original version of it out there. Get DG Voodoo or N-Glide to do the 3DFX emulation. And I'm using VJoy to do the joysticks. It's all stuff that's out there. I'll put links in the description for how it works. But yeah, it's still a ton of fun to play. I'm doing a little bit of a season right now, and I'm not up to Indianapolis yet, but I thought this would be a fun track to throw these cars around a little bit. So missed the turn in for turn 1. Stuck up behind Michael Waltrip now in that Pennzoil car, the 30. I'm driving as, I guess, Cole Trickle with the paint scheme, but AC Racing also released a Days of Thunder car set. There's a 1990 car set, some 80s stuff, and a lot of 90s stuff, and I think there's more things coming. I think you could pretty much race through the entire decade of the 90s in this game if you want to do Winston Cup stuff. And I feel like that's the right time period for it. I'd say I'd like to do between 94 and 99 in this game. All right, we're halfway now. Where am I up to? 17th. Feels like I've passed a lot of cars, but I'm only up to 17th at this point. Let's see if we can get to the end of this one clean. So far, so good. I think I still have yellow flags on, so we might get one of those at some point. But I've done some longer races in this, and as Rick Mast swings out to the outside there. Done some longer races, and you get some cool things. It's the same stuff if you watch my IndyCar 2 series that makes these old sims fun. The wheel-to-wheel racing here is a little more like avoiding the AI than actually racing them. So try to slot in here behind Rick Mast. You do have to try to avoid them a little bit more than race them, but how they do a full race is always really compelling. The pit stop strategy, the mechanical failures over a season. In this, some of the cars will start leaking something. You'll get smoke behind them. There'll be crashes at various points during the races. Cars will DNF. So it makes running a full season quite entertaining. I think the driving, obviously, it's not as realistic as anything else that's out there today, but it's simple. Like I said, it's simple in a way that makes it a lot of fun and very approachable. I imagine this game would play quite well on a controller too these days, if that was something that you wanted to try. We'll swing underneath Rick Mast. He was the actual pole sitter for this race. It was a big deal getting the pole. I think he led the first lap as well.
Still there. Clear, clear.
Just looking down low on me there. You got the weird three-part mirror that shows you beside you as well, because you can't turn your head and you're restricted into this kind of little box. So it's helpful to have that mirror that shows you what's next to you. But I always see a lot of people wonder why it's like that. Got Bill Elliott in front, Junior Johnson's other car. Really, really love this car set though, and it's specifically 94 because of NASCAR 1, like I said, is a pretty nostalgic season. And it's cool to see it in this kind of detail, but still be in kind of a retro sim. You could simulate this in NASCAR 2003 a lot more accurately with the Cup 90 mod, but it's just not quite the same. I really love the older Papyrus sims. So definitely it's super cool to see somebody else making YouTube videos and things about some of the older games, and also getting really in the weeds with how everything works. And so definitely check out AC Racing stuff, and I'm hopeful to see some more at some point, or maybe moving on to other sims and things. I know I've got a lot of stuff that is sitting on my list to do. Been a bit quiet the last few weeks, just enjoying the new year, but excited for the racing season to get started. And this time of year, I think it's because there's the anticipation for the start of the season. I'm always thinking about NASCAR stuff. If you look back through my videos year over year, I seem to do a few around this time of the year around NASCAR stuff. Swing underneath Bobby Labonte there. Uh-oh. We've got a crash.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, we do get a yellow flag. How many laps do we have left? 6 to go. We might just get enough time to get restarted before the end of the race, but it could end under yellow. That would be very typical of the period, wouldn't it? We'll try to get Rusty before the line, though. Racing back to the line, old school style. All right, 5 to go. I think we'll just get going with a couple laps to shoot out and see if we can get towards the front. Up to 11th. Oh, he didn't. I didn't get him before the line. Rusty still staying in front of me, so sitting 11th, and a yellow flag period here. We'll see. We'll see if we get it restarted before the end. All right, we're coming to green this time. We just have a couple laps left. It's gonna be, I think, lap 18 when we take the green. So just a few to go. It's random stuff like that makes racing fun in this. You can have those 50, 60 lap green flag runs, and then suddenly we'll get a yellow. It just kind of spices everything up. And couple that with the cars doing strategies that are somewhat accurate, and it's just a very solid game. It makes it really fun to do. But we'll see what I can do here. Sitting 11th with just a few laps to go, and maybe be able to get past a few more of these guys. I think the front couple are very fast. Ernie Irvin up there, I believe, in the 28. All right, but we'll come through turn 4 and hopefully not get a big checkup. Oh, there it is, green. It's a little slow on the start. Get it up the gears. I always use the sequential shifter in this. It doesn't have H pattern support. But otherwise, you can use modern wheels. I always get the question about force feedback and stuff. Force feedback, it didn't actually really exist at the time that this game was out, so there's no force feedback. Or it was coming around, but it wasn't until NASCAR 3 that the NASCAR games had force feedback in them. So it's without it, just a little bit of weight on the wheel. Definitely takes some getting used to if you're not used to that, but I find it perfectly fine once you get going. All right, I'll stick him behind Darrell Waltrip here. Come on, Darrell. He was not so good in 1994.
Clear.
He's doing quite all right in this one here. Rusty was able to hold the inside line. You have to give the AI a lot of space, and you learn over time how they move. And if you want to see me get caught out by it, you can watch some of the IndyCar 2 races I do. The last one ended in tears for that exact reason. Come on, maybe I can slide between these two. Get Rusty to back out of it, slide underneath. Darrell Waltrip, 2 to go.
You've got a car up high.
Ted Musgrave in front.
You're now at the top.
Family TV car. Jeff Gordon in front of him. This car set looks really nice too. I'm very impressed. It doesn't seem like AC Racing had done much painting for these old games before, and it is definitely tricky with the palette and the limited colors and things. And I feel like this is some of the best looking stuff I've seen for this game.
Car high.
It's really, really cool to see. All right, we'll come through. We're well into the top 10 now, so we'll come around to get the white flag, I believe. See if we can line up Jeff Gordon here for the front stretch. He was the winner of the inaugural race. I think because Dale Earnhardt hit the wall on like the second lap of the race, he wasn't really able to challenge him. All right, but one more lap. I think I'm just going to run out of time with just maybe one or two few laps, but see if I can get Ken Schrader here on the backstretch. Oh, going to pin me out to the wall. Just slide in there. And Ricky Rudd directly in front.
Car low.
Oh, he slowed up so much there. Caught me out a little bit. Have to take that second groove. All right, but we'll come through turn 4, see if I can get on the throttle just a little bit sooner than him. Can't really go under him. He's going to block the high side. I probably could have got up there. But we'll come to the low side, come across the line. Finish, I think, in 6th place, just outside the top 5. But that was a fun little race. NASCAR Racing 2 or 99.
We'll get them next time.
Still so much fun, and it's great to see some other folks enjoying some of these older games as well, and doing the work to make them more accessible for anybody else that's interested. So go check out AC Racing, go check out the Super Hot Pass website. I know there's a lot of updates and things going on there, and I'm excited to see what else people come up with. Excited to try it for myself. So thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with some more other stuff, but until then, this is GP Laps, and I'll see y'all again next time.